3 kids, 13-year-old boy, 5-year-old girl, 1-year-old girl.
All right, I'm Camilo, last name Fonseca.
You don't have to say last names, but okay.
It's okay. Everybody's good to get to know anyways. But no, I have 4 kids, and my oldest is Anna Lee I don't know why I'm saying last names, but Anna. And then Brooklyn, Maddox, and then my youngest is going to be my stepson, Cy. He goes by Cypress, but call him Cy.
Okay. I'm Brian. I have 2 kids, 14 and 12.
Dang, someone's burning rubber out here.
Yeah.
Oldest girl, youngest is a boy.
What are the ages? Or what are the age ranges, at least? Teenagers?
Yeah, 14 and 12.
Okay. Well, we're here in the balcony of the downtown Studio Midland. So when you hear that sound of people burning rubber, it's because people are burning rubber and racing.
And popping off fireworks.
That too.
Yeah, by the way, happy 4th. I know it was yesterday, but
Happy 4th.
Should we do a cheers? Cheers
happy
moment?
happy No King's Day, the original one.
Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America. Yeah, you got to do it right.
So, it's just like tradition now that every 4th we watch Independence Day. Plus, it plays on repeat.
Well, you know the purpose of Independence Day, right? It's where
we fought the aliens.
We fought aliens and got married to a stripper and saved the world.
Exotic dancer.
It's the most American thing.
And it is.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It still holds up to today.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
You know, it's sad because
Random crop duster somehow can fly a fighter jet and
hey,
It's not.
that's realistic.
just absolutely destroys.
Well, he used to
Wins the
be.
day.
Remember, because he was
He's in Vietnam.
he was
I think.
Vietnam. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I mean, it's not really Independence Day till you hear Randy Quaid,
That is true.
scream that he's back
I
and
did
start laughing.
Independence Day this year. I did Top Gun Maverick.
That's a good one.
I mean, that is a good way to celebrate Independence
So,
Day.
you know how crazy that is? The parallels between that movie and like Iran.
Were you just thinking about this? Because I mean, you're
Well, no,
right.
he said that, but
Yeah.
and then they started coming out about what happened with Iran and how it, the bombing run and
Yes.
You think it's like a prediction?
Well, I remember,
Maybe it was a warning shot. Like a warning, not a warning shot, just a warning.
That's a pretty heavy warning.
That's
there.
the most American thing too. Let's drop $300 million on hey, you should probably chill out.
You should have just sent Tom Cruise.
What is it? FAFO?
Yeah.
So, no, but, because when that movie first came out, I know there was a bunch of, people reviewing it, and they were just like, well, they didn't name the country that they're doing this bomb run on, and it was like there was speculation, and then, this happens, and what it comes out, how it happened, you're like, that's the plot to Top Gun Maverick. Okay, I got a question, since I'm not there yet, and I know you're kind of there yet, and I know you're definitely there yet.
Oh man! All right.
So
Gonna put me on the spot. Let's go for it.
Okay, so dating, your daughter dating, and meeting the boyfriend. So I know you told a little bit about the first meeting.
You know I was in a good mood, right?
You were until I
I
mentioned
was.
this.
Yeah. All right. But no, go ahead.
Okay, so like what? I feel like us as dads, especially us girl dads, have this like image of how we're gonna meet the first boyfriend. And I know yours kind of has a boyfriend, but it's like that 14-year-old love. That's nothing. But yours is an adult basically. So how was that? How was that versus your how was that versus your expectation of how you thought it was gonna go?
Well, I'll list out the positive side for it. So the positive side was that I gave my daughter my expectations and my instruction about how I do not want her to date until she was 18.
Yeah.
And she followed that to the T. So the moment she about a week after she turned 18, she had mentioned young man, his name's, well, I'll leave his name out of it just out of respect, but same age, but he said a boy had fancied her and, was talking and stuff like that, and then she was asking my permission to date, and just to hold up my word, I said yes, just because, you don't want to backpedal, you don't want to go against it, because, don't want to send the wrong message. The downside of it is that I would say this is her very first boyfriend, the very first, at least from what I know and what I believe, is that this is the very first boy that's ever given her attention. So trying to, as a dad's point of view, trying to make sure that I'm not, like I said before, backpedal or go against what I had promised and what I expect. I just want her to go ahead and just slowly, take her place as a girlfriend and see how that looks like. But, she's been really open about coming to me and just expressing about, hey, what's going on in the relationship. So, I mean, I guess, like I said, as a dad's point of view, I feel kind of proud in knowing that she's able to come to me with that, personal, sensitive information.
So she's like open with it, like
Yes.
not like open, but she's not hiding it. She's
Yeah, no, like I don't think she's deceiving. She never gave me a reason to believe otherwise.
Yeah.
But just through her point where she's being raised, when she's little, just all the way up, she was really good about just not disrespecting me, because we have always had this like line about whatever it is that you do reflects back on me. So she was able to. I mean, you could definitely tell just through their actions that they respect you, but they respect what it is you're trying to tell them. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
As far as the boyfriend, just put as a quick note.
Yeah, how did that go?
Oh my gosh. So I don't like the guy. I don't. Like, if I just speaking outright, I don't like the kid. I don't like him. He's just way, you could just tell by the way that he was rather raised. The manners aren't there. He doesn't know how to treat a young lady. Granted, I don't know if this is his first girlfriend or not, but I don't think he's getting the values from home. I don't think he's getting the teachings from home.
So I know that's not your job, but do you feel like you step in and go, hey man, like if you're going to date my daughter, this is my expectation for you?
Absolutely. Okay. So I've already brought him inside the house, and we've already had this like sit down, discussion about my expectations. And, I was pretty straightforward and didn't sugarcoat it or anything. Yeah. Just putting it in the PG form. I just told him, it was like, look, like that right there is 18 years that I've invested in, right? Trying to treat it like it's money, right? But I'm just like 18 years I've invested in this, whether it's my principles, my values, my morals, everything. And all it takes is just one dude to come around with a bad influence and change all that up. So
I think you can take some comfort in the fact that she was 18 when this all started, and she still adhered to the expectations that you set for her. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know who you were at 18.
Oh, I was terrible.
I was at 18, and I think I don't know that it would have mattered what the dating rules were at that point. No, I mean, I would have been respectful, but I'm talking about like, you can't do this at 18. I'm 300 miles away in college. Like, I'm not going to call my mom and ask if I can, or my dad and ask if I can date this girl. It's a compliment, I think, to you that she stuck to that and has involved you in the process. So being willing to, as painful as it is, to step up.
It is, and I don't want to lose that.
Essentially be a mentor to this young man who's now come into the group, so to speak, is rough, I'm sure, but it's a good thing to do, and that you're willing to do it.
Yeah.
And it'll tell a lot about him if he's receptive and responsive to it too.
Do you feel like he's
receptive? That's an
receptive?
important note. I'll get to that.
Do you feel like he's been receptive to what you're saying? No.
So I may have no. I may have told you this before. So I would have. You don't want to be that dad to like force yourself to get in between and cut the rope, right? Because I could definitely send a bad message. Now, granted, I understand. If there's something unsafe or something that's going to hurt your daughter, obviously, doesn't matter what it is, you should, right?
Yeah.
The thing was, in the beginning, it was just the bad manners,
He's just a punk kid who doesn't really know how to be a man.
Called me a man. Like, he said, "What's up, man? What's up?" And I was like, "Oh, we changed that tune real quick." So that was the very first conversation that basically called him out on it. Just embarrassed him in front of my family, in front of my kids. Yeah, I embarrassed him. Like, it was during her senior dance night, not prom, but senior dance night, and that was the first time I met him, and just called him out from my family, just basically, just as you would say, just punked him in a way, but it changed his tune up, and it wasn't the fact that I wanted.
Well, I think there's a difference in berating someone and saying, "Hey, that's disrespectful, and you're dating my daughter, and you're not going to talk to me like that."
It's like the intention behind
that,
it,
and just clarifying expectations and doing it in a direct but not like berating or argumentative fashion. I don't think that's unhealthy. I think that is it's a good thing to do. It's what men do.
And also
don't do that.
Sets your standard, right? Like this is what I expect from you.
Well, as they say, is like no one ever makes big changes through comfort, right? Somebody has to make bigger changes whenever they're put on, like basically when it retains in their head, like it's an impact.
It's that awkward moments change lives.
Yes, exactly. So that's the way I always felt it, and that was my intention behind it. So it worked. But to get to your point, real quick, that was instead of cutting ties, even though I had that want, I didn't, and because he listened, that was the only drawback that I guess, if you will, pinned against me, was that he started making changes. He listened and called me yes sir, called my wife yes ma'am, no ma'am, just basically just started using a lot more manners in which I wanted from him. So I requested it and he started doing it, and it was like, granted, I'm proud because I want you to treat my daughter the exact same way that you would treat us. But at the same time, I'm sitting there going like, you son of a...
How dare you?
Yeah,
how dare you do the
Listen,
thing I told you to do? And
Exactly.
Make me have to follow through.
I wanted you to fail.
Maybe eventually like you. Like
Yes, I wanted to have a reason.
How dare you do this
Yes.
thing? Yeah.
So is there still improvement, or is it just like,
So I haven't assessed too much just because of whether it's work life or not. But he comes by, he comes to the door, exactly what I expect. But usually it's a hi and bye type moment. I don't really have conversation with him.
Okay. And then you've got the puppy love.
Man, not even anymore. I mean, there was this like, middle school, are we going to be boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing. But that was almost 2 years ago now. So it's been kind of radio silence, which has been nice. I mean, maybe she, both of them really have kind of not really been all that interested in it, which I'm totally fine with.
Well, yeah.
But I haven't set any hard and fast rules because I think it kind of changes and we want to be part of the process.
Yeah.
I came up in, the 90s and church settings, and it was like, oh, dating is bad and you must court, and like this weird quasi, like, I don't even know. And I didn't do it, but I was surrounded by it, and it was like the whole purity ring and all that kind of stuff. And it really creates a kind of a distorted view of what relationships are supposed to be in a way that really they haven't ever really been. So
Interesting.
I think we're trying to teach our kids how they should treat people, how they should expect to be treated.
Yeah.
And keep an open enough dialogue with them that when somebody comes along and they want to venture down that road, then they know what the wise choices are supposed to be and what the expectations are, and we can kind of travel that together.
So
That's a good way to look at it.
So since you really haven't had like the boyfriend moment,
No, I haven't been there yet.
So what is that expectation? Are you gonna do the whole I'm cleaning my gun, like that open threat?
You know what? I
Bring
think,
it back. Bring it back.
I think it should be pretty obvious without coming out and being a tool.
I think there's you can drop
there's always
the dramatization of it.
Yeah, like ultimately the goal is for both of my children to have someone in their lives that they love, that they respect, and that can be a part of the family. And I don't want the first interaction to be, hey, look down the barrel of this shotgun. It's just kind of like, you shouldn't have to say it,
Yeah.
Like,
Right. You just wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything.
They know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting them down and being like, listen.
Well,
and then just laying it out.
clarifying expectations.
Yes.
I'm all about.
You don't have to. You don't have to have the show. You can just be like, hey.
I mean, ultimately, the ideal is the Bad Boys 2 meeting between the boyfriend. Like that is the best example. But what that ends up looking like, I think, is just kind of like what you did. That this is how you will interact with my daughter. And this is the with my son, and this is the expectation that I have for them and for you, and we're here for you if we,
I think that would, I'd like to think I'd be Bad Boys too, but I probably would be if, hey man, we're gonna talk, and then if you don't have it, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to get it there.
Yeah.
But if not, like, You won't get my blessing for anything.
You know, it was funny because
And
mine
and the
was more
risk with that too,
impulsive.
if you if you try to slam the door shut, is which side of that door is your kid going to end up on too?
Wow.
Because that's
I'm
the
gonna make
risk.
a T-shirt out of that. That's good.
You know, if you try to
long-ass
shut a
t-shirt.
door, they might follow that other person out.
No,
You
you're
know,
right.
and
it's a
hopefully
no,
the
it's a
goal
good
is
quote.
you've invested in your relationship with your child and developed them up to the point that you both want the same things for each other and you both want healthy things
Yeah.
for each
Yeah.
other.
But that was the outlook. Like
Mhm.
that was what I was trying to go for. I mean, granted, we're talking about if it was my younger self. I mean, man, like I'm impulsive. Like I
No.
told you about hey man, what's up, man? You know,
Mhm.
like that was all
Well,
impulsive.
that's
You
not
know,
impulsive.
that
I
was
think
ex-
every one of us here would have been like, no, outside.
no,
you and I.
yeah, exactly. But I mean,
We're gonna
it was
try
just
again.
on the spot. Like, man, 'cause I don't let people I don't let them do that. And whether if it's just my nature, it's just how I was raised. Like, it was instinctively. Like, I was just like, no, man, nobody's gonna talk to me like that. But we were talking about strategy, you know, the process and all. But yeah, I mean, that's why I had created that list of expectations early on. And I mean, bravo to you. I think that's the right way to look at it, especially as they get older and into the later stages of teen years. So.
You know, when I worked at the church, you know, I worked with a lot of high schoolers, and so I got to see students go down both of those paths. I got to see high school students engaging in relationships their parents didn't want and, you know, refused to participate in, and it becomes almost rebellious. Just the fact that they are in this relationship becomes rebellious, even though there might not necessarily be anything wrong or anything nefarious going on.
Mhm.
And so,
Yeah.
and then I saw parents who, as messy as it can be at times, involved themselves in that process and kind of walked their kid, because all teenagers are stupid, let's be
yeah.
honest.
Mhm.
So trying to walk them through how to not make the dumbest decisions in a relationship.
Or say
And-
mistakes you did.
Yes, and see that kind of stuff play out and be like, okay, one of those two has a higher percentage of ending up with healthy relationships all around.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
That makes sense.
Mm.
if one will allow relationships into their adulthood, that I think that's a good path to go down.
Mhm.
You know.
Well, you've got a few years left, and I've got even more.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. I don't know, man. She's Abigail. Even this morning, like every time he brings her over, man, she's on a roll.
Dude, she's got a black eye, right? Nasty black eye, because she decided to, as Steph put it, she played parkour outside and landed on face first on her Jeep.
Yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but she's like, I feel sorry for the guy that wants to court her. That's just gonna be
Yeah,
terrible.
dude. I'm
I'm gonna be
serious.
like, hey, buddy, just come on. I'll like.
She's got a personality, man. That's just gonna be a handful.
She's your problem now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I say that because, we shoot these weddings, and every single time, like, we've done a few, like, first looks with dad, and then obviously all the time the dad walking down the aisle, and then the dad's first dance, like, it always gets me, and I'm like, damn, I don't know if I'll be ready at this time.
You're never going to be.
Yeah, man.
You
there's
never
definitely-
will.
There's definitely not a guidebook for that.
It's like, man, I'm just like, that's going to be tough. I'm going to be like bawling.
Mm.
I'll be like, nope, I object.
I
Oh,
think that the goal should be for your relationship with your children to be so close at that point that is exactly what happens.
Yeah. Well, I see that. That should
know.
be. It's like a healthy sign that you're in a really good relationship with your.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then, I hope obviously that whoever the son-in-law is, he's cool enough.
Man, we always hope for that, especially now.
Are they ever going to be good enough, though?
No,
I
of
mean,
course
Well,
not.
is-
Because so you said that
Man.
when the first boyfriend came around, I almost went, is there anyone that could have walked through that door that would have met whatever the standard was
No.
in your head? I
No,
mean, honestly.
the answer is
'cause
no. The answer is no.
So
The
the
answer is
goal
no.
is to get one that's tolerable,
Yes.
right?
I mean, it's
That
good.
hopefully we can work
Everything's
into
tolerance.
Yeah.
acceptable,
Don't get me
right? So
started.
you can't have somebody walk in with the no-goes.
I've already programmed this into my head. I knew or know that no man is ever going to be good enough for my daughter. But I try my very best
Mhm.
to just, like you said, whether if it's
So,
tolerance.
so what would be a no-go for you? A turn around.
Well, it was
and walk 'em
almost-
right
well,
back
it was
out the door?
almost him.
It was almost that.
It was almost
so, but
that.
that wasn't it. So what would
Yeah.
be a no-go?
a lot of factors put into place. So it
I'll
really
say if they show up on a motorcycle, they're just gonna ride their butt right out.
okay. Oh, that's a
Nope,
good one.
ain't happening.
Didn't you have a motorcycle?
Yes.
Exactly. What
Oh,
are you talking
see,
about?
And
so you're going
we
against yourself?
scooped up enough body parts off the road that nope, motorcycle ain't happening.
I don't have I don't just have one, but it really does just have to be like, as any of us as hold to a certain standard in which we want is like
Face tattoo.
Face
Oh,
tattoo.
no.
Oh, see, why you got to bring up something good? Okay, no, that one.
Well,
That's
that's
an
an
obvious
automatic.
no.
No, because
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
Dang,
You know.
Alex, don't be yelling.
Sorry. Oh, am I too loud on here?
Yeah.
He's getting passionate.
I am
Very, I
passionate.
mean, I can see
This is what you want, right?
This is like
This is good for TV.
This isn't TV. There's
Whatever,
no, like-
podcast.
I could see this is troubling you.
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry, it's.
It was that disrespect
But,
at
He-
first, right? He called
it
you
was.
man.
I'm reliving it right now.
See, I think that would be my no-go.
And
You
so
walk
we're
in.
focusing on daughters, right? Like
Yeah.
if
Well, that
Yeah,
is
but your
true,
sons
yeah.
are fine. It's
Oh,
like,
well,
just
are
don't-
they, though?
No.
I think like with
Are they,
sons,
though?
like,
No.
so with son, it's like, hey,
No.
don't be a douche, treat your woman well, and don't sleep around. Like don't sleep around on them, right? Like be honest, be truthful, be faithful, be have the integrity. But
teach
just
them to lead, provide, and protect.
yes,
Yes.
Be
but
the-
I mean, like that's go do your thing, man. Like you screw up, you own it up. Like you own up to it.
See,
Like,
but why is the expectation different? It shouldn't be different.
Well,
It's
because
still,
those-
it's still a
that's
whole
your-
child.
that's your baby girl,
That's gonna
though.
bring
Yeah, but-
home a
okay,
whole
but-
host of problems
so
potentially.
look at how you kind of rear the men versus you raising your girls, because like what are the things that like, and I'm sure you do it with your boy because I do it with my boy, and I'm sure you do it with your boys, where you expect a little bit more out of them in a different aspect, because with Taylor it's like, hey man, like, that whole cliche, you're the man of the house when I'm gone type of thing, but I do set him up to where he can lead, provide, protect. I want to instill those values and those lessons, but I don't do the same thing with Abigail. There's a different type of lesson.
Why is that?
Now I don't, not saying I don't at all, because I still kind of do that, but I expected more out of him
Why do you do that?
because he's the man. He's got to be the man of the house. I'm sorry.
I get that.
It's a little outdated now, but
so I'll flip it on you. So it's kind of conflicting, but maybe I can or maybe I can't play both roles, but I'm trying. And what I mean by that is because my daughters, or one came first. Maddox was the last of mine, right? Before I had Sai as my stepson,
Yes.
and I'm trying to teach him the same values. But my boys are the two youngest, right?
of course.
But my daughter is the oldest. So who do you think had to pick up the lead at first?
Well, she did, obviously.
So
but
They say there's no stronger firstborn son than a firstborn daughter.
So I'm not saying you don't do that, but you typically do that with the men,
well, no, it's
and
what I'm
that's the
getting to.
expectation.
So that's what I'm getting to. So this is what I mean by playing both roles, because I'm a little conflicted, but I try. So you're saying instill values. I instill the same type of values. Like, hey, look, I get that man is supposed to hold the security, provide, and everything else, right? We are king of the household, and we're supposed to live among like that. We're supposed to be the leader. I believe in that, but I'm trying to instill those values into my daughters, because it's like, look, if you were to get married, yes, that is what I believe in, and I think you should too. I think it's a strong suit for you and everything else. But for my daughters, I try to instill the values of, hey, you should be a leader. You should be able to go ahead and provide for yourself if the need be ever comes, and basically just trying to get them to be a strong person enough to where, hey, look, like, you should follow your husband, but you should take no crap.
No, and I agree with you. And I was going to say, and I'm not trying to get into this like, oh, wives should submit to their husbands. And absolutely not, right?
No,
but
if I was going that role,
but
my bad.
no, you weren't at all, because you hit on it, right? Like you still got to follow your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to learn to work with each other, and so that's why if you've dated independent women, or if you've come into a relationship where you've been so independent for so long, they've been so independent for so long, you butt heads a lot.
My wife.
Yeah, exactly. My wife,
hands down,
because
yeah.
you have to learn how to be a partner, and so. And again, I'm not saying you don't instill those with your daughters, because I'm absolutely going to instill the same kind of work ethic, do all this. But there's different roles initially that we'll play. And it's just like, hey, learn kind of your roles, what suits you, and also learn how to compliment your future partner, right?
That's good.
But
No, I agree.
But
100%.
that's not with the
Yeah.
guys. But it's just like, I mean, let's be real here. We're much tougher on these boys than the girls in the very beginning. Like, we really are.
I know, 100%. I mean,
And so-
man, I can only imagine what, and not talking down on my ex-wife, because just don't do that. But I can only imagine what it would be like if the card was put on reverse and they were sit there and being raised by my ex-wife, I mean, oh my gosh, their personalities would be just
Well, it'd be a whole
completely
different lesson because I was
Oh, my goodness.
raised by a single mom, so
Yeah.
and it's like you grow up different, but then you still, I don't know. I felt like I still sought that stuff that other, like those things.
You see, I could relate too because my mom, she was I was raised by a single mother, and of course, my sister helped out a lot too, but especially my mom. I mean, I know I have a lot of people asking me, whatever my background and how I was raised and what my principles look like. Man, a lot of those came from my mom.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, and same here, and that's the thing with like Taylor. I'm like, okay, well, the things I didn't get because either my dad just wasn't here, or like, I wasn't there for the summer, or just whatever. I came across this life lesson, and didn't happen to, wasn't his weekend type of thing.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I'm like with Taylor. It's, hey, we're gonna learn these things. Like I'm
It's
gonna
a
teach
lot
you
of the
these
stuff
things.
that you had to stumble through.
That or
You
find
want
it,
to make sure he's equipped.
find it through
Well, that's a
the
good way.
TV dad or the the coach that you kind of latched onto,
Yeah.
and so that's. But I've always noticed like I'm pretty hard on Taylor. Even Steph says it. I'm hard on the
You lay
girls
off
too.
that boy?
I'm trying to like he's a great kid, but I'm like, hey
Jeez.
man, you're gonna work hard. We're gonna we're a family that's gonna work hard. You're not gonna get handed stuff. You're gonna go earn it, and just but we're much harder on the boys, and so it's that's why I'm like I'm not too worried. Like I am worried about him, right? Because I don't want him to be just be manipulated and all that other stuff that we end up going through. I don't want him to be I don't want no son that's a player. Like I don't want be
No,
true, be truthful.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, we were speaking about sons. I mean, and you probably dabble with this and as well, but we were given a speech and like expectations and everything else for our daughters. It's getting close, but sons are next. When we have this big speech and this big list of expectations, especially now that Maddox is 13 years old, he's hitting his teen years, so now we're getting into that realm of like we're gonna have to start having that talk.
Well, we've been close. We haven't had it yet, but we've had the
teen boys are a different deal because eventually they're going to bow up. Are they going to bow up to you, or they're going to bow up to mom?
Oh, I wish the day.
And,
I wish the day.
they get that pride hit. They get told to do something, and it hits the pride, and you see them kind of peacock up a little bit.
Have you seen those
discipline.
videos? Have you seen those viral videos where it's like the boys and the mom have this like prank that they pull on dad, and the son yells at mom, and dad's like,
Oh. So the
Tell you
worry,
that.
though, they get to that age. The worry is that goes so sideways it destroys the father-son relationship. And that's a hard thing to weather. To take this child into a boy, into a man, in such a way that equips them to be a man, and doesn't. What's the word? I think in the Bible, it's exasperate, right? Basically break them before they ever become a man.
I was gonna say that without
that's a hard
sounding
thing.
so
Yeah.
without sounding so like call CPS on me, but yeah, it's like you have to maybe not physically break them, but
No, I mean the goal is
but-
to help them to grow into adulthood and grow into manhood and not break them.
Yes.
You don't want them to end up either breaking the relationship or, never allowing them to actualize while they're in the house, never allowing them to become a man.
Well, correct me if I'm
And-
wrong. Does that have to do with like how I was stating earlier about new boyfriend? About you never really change behavior or grow with through comfort. It's always through struggles, right?
Yeah.
So, or putting into an impactful place or moment.
Well, and man, it's so hard trying to teach your kids how to think like an adult and like try to grow them in such a way that they can actually leave and function, because eventually they turn around and try to argue with you. Sometimes they're right.
they're
You know?
they're never
Like
right.
all
that
of
comes
a sudden,
inside.
they're
You're
like,
never right.
They're never
or they
right.
try to reason with you, and you're like, oh, I taught you how to do that.
Well, so going back, and I don't like going back to what
So-
you said about not breaking them, and I'm not saying you need to break them, but I feel like there needs to be this like
I meant breaking the relationship, not so much breaking the or. Well, if we use the example of like a wild animal versus an oxen, right? So, you have in the Bible the phrase "the meek shall inherit the earth," and meek is not a timid thing. Meek is the word means power under control.
What I was saying is, like, I feel like there's a moment where, or there, with the boys, like, there has to be this reinforcement that this is not necessarily the pecking order, but this is.
Well, it's all about this is the expectations for you as a young child. This is the expectations for you as a teenager. This is the expectations for you as a young man, and this is how you work in a family, how you could become a man in a family and not, because man, we see it all the time. You see young men that are never taught how to be men. They're
Yes.
kept boys forever, and then they leave and they're worthless. They're worthless in relationships. They're worthless in the workforce.
They don't know how to handle stress.
They can't handle stress. They can't manage themselves. They can't lead their family. They don't do anything in the house. They don't do anything to help run a household. And so my goal is to avoid that.
Yes.
Right? I
Well,
want to
yeah.
get my kid to a functional, both my kids to functional, capable, young adults
Yeah.
and adults that still want to come around.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah. I was gonna say no. I mean, seriously, that's what any dad really wants. I mean,
I disagree. I think there's lots of dads out there that just don't care.
I'd agree with you.
no.
And I think there's lots of dads out there that will not allow their children to become adults out of fear that they will show them up.
Well, let me rephrase.
I can see that.
I'm just saying.
Happens a lot.
I agree, just because of the work that we do, and we see it quite often, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying is that there's still dads that exist out there
Oh, yeah,
that
there
do
are.
believe in that.
I think-
they do,
I think
and
the actual-
but it just as a majority, it needs to get influence. It needs to get brought back into the public eye, and it needs to be like traditional values and whatnot, especially the good ones, right? The good traditional values when it comes to raising a child, it needs to be brought back, and it needs to be like publicized a lot. So
Dang, that's a loud train.
it's a long train.
It's done. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. But yeah, that's what I was saying. It's boys are different, but there's always that. Because like when they bow up to you, how do you handle that? Like you got to handle it.
Well, I mean,
Let's not get CPS involved here.
well,
Hey, it's
good old-
Texas. Any
yeah.
discipline that's reasonable.
exactly.
But you still have to address that because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
absolutely.
you've got to show them, like, not necessarily show them, but we've got to realize that right now there's this order and you're here, and I can help you become here, but you ain't gonna act like this.
You have to teach them what men do.
I mean, I got nothing else much to add. It's just a whole nother conversation you are going to have with your son one day. And for me, like I have two boys now, so the age gap is between like 2 to 3 years almost. So, man, I mean, the conversation is not going to change. It's just going to adapt to their personalities and what I have to expect from them. But my expectation is very, very, very simple. I think you said it earlier. It's just like, look, man, you're going to grow up. It's like, I don't care. Like, I care to a sense, but I don't care what it is that you do. Whatever makes you happy, as long as you're interested and you're focused. And I just want you to put all your eggs into one basket. And I know you're going to like say something different, but what I mean by that, no, because you always say that. But what I mean by that is that because I just want them to like go all in. I don't want them to be so distracted with anything else, like whether if that's with girls or anything else, am I doing good here? Am I doing good there? It's like, look, like if you're interested in something, focus on that, do it. I want to see how far it is that you can go, because the likelihood is that you're actually going to go pretty far and you're going to make something out of yourself with it.
You'd be like, girls are the devil.
Yeah.
I was going to
At
say
a young age, yes.
what I was going to say was I had seen I don't know, it was probably a meme or something, and it was if you don't face your demons, you will visit them upon your children.
Isn't that like the sins of the father type
And I
thing?
remember, well, kind of. It's if you don't address the stuff in you that you don't like about you, or the scars that you have in you, if you don't do that, if you don't heal that stuff that we all carry
I see
into
what you mean.
adulthood, then you're going to end up passing that on to your children, or you're going to have that moment where you look at your child.
Sorry, motorcycle.
Give that a second.
Yeah. It's
You're
probably
gonna-
wanted.
You're going to have that moment
Is
when
that
you.
is that who's being chased?
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have that moment where you look at your kid and they're going to look like an obnoxious little mirror or an obnoxious little photograph of their mother. And, if you're not careful, you end up carrying your stuff into them.
Yeah.
and not allowing them to be a whole human that is not you. It's not you reincarnated. This is a person entirely different from me that is a unique creation that is not going to necessarily like the things that I like or do the same things that I do or their mom does, and trying to teach them how to be an adult in such a way that you don't scar them.
Well, see, I think Jonathan Moxon said it best is, I don't want your life.
Jonathan Moxon.
Right? Like,
I understand that reference. I don't know if you
I
understand
don't.
that
You don't-
I know. I would have laughed.
you've never
Yeah.
seen Varsity Blues?
Hey, don't judge.
Oh
me.
my God.
This guy. Goodness gracious.
Right.
Okay, for one.
Hold on.
Varsity
Let
Blues.
me switch it up. Okay.
What else you got?
What was his name? Freddie Prinze Jr. and She's All That, where he's telling his dad he doesn't want to go to the college he
Okay,
wants,
I know
right?
Freddie. Yes,
There you
I
go. The
love
same
that movie.
thing.
There you go.
I can't believe you haven't seen Varsity Blues, man.
I mean, I watch good movies.
I don't know. That's a great movie.
Just kidding. Let me just have mine. You know.
Listen,
There is
I don't
none.
do Varsity Blues.
You don't have none. If you
Have
haven't
none?
seen that movie, you can't
Okay.
say, "Let me have
you know,
mine."
maybe
There's
that's
no
what our
mine.
next episode needs
no,
to be. Is we
she's
can
all
watch
that.
it and then provide running commentary
Yes.
as
Yeah,
the movie
yes.
goes on, and just have it playing in the
She's
background.
All That was perfect. Okay, I know that one. It still stands. All right, still great to this day.
I can't believe you haven't watched Varsity Blues, man.
Oh,
Go watch Varsity Blues. You got all day tomorrow. Go watch it and then report back to us about it.
I'll let you know how that goes.
It's
I haven't watched that in a minute. I don't know if it still holds up.
It still
That's
holds
what
up
I'm saying.
as an.
Man, there's been some
Listen.
of those movies from the early 2000s that we
Mm-hmm.
watched. We tried to watch with the kids, and we were like,
Oh no! Don't watch this.
gosh.
Do not watch this with your kids.
No, I know not that one, but I'm saying like some of the teen comedies and stuff. Like we pulled up and been like,
Yeah,
So
questionable.
nope, not yet.
hey, that was peak. Okay, that's how children were raised. That's why we are the way we are now today. Yeah.
It's all those Adam Sandler movies. You know?
Exactly. Oh,
Varsity Blues
It's-
though still
I can
stands up
relive
as an
that.
MTV movie. Like it's still a really good movie.
if I could relive.
Yeah, it's an all right. The worst West Texas accent I think I've ever heard.
I mean, have you heard some of the
Right.
people out here?
I have never heard the accent that he uses in that movie out here, not once.
Well, this is from West
It's
Canada.
embarrassing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm still
give it a
like
shot. You're
I'm
still
really,
on this?
Yes,
Oh
I
my
am.
gosh,
I don't
this
know how
movie
This
I
is going to bother him for
Yeah,
days.
it really
until
is.
see
You know
it.
what? I like bothering them. So you know what? It's good.
ask somebody else
You,
that. They're
you
gonna
should tell him
send
I
me.
don't need to see that movie.
Yeah,
It's cheap.
You're just not going to be invited to the next one.
that's fine.
Man, I
I still
can't.
got She's All That. That's
I
fine.
like She's All That.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
wow.
But I can't remember what he says, so I can't deliver the joke like I did with Jonathan Moxon.
it's
By the
all
way,
right.
I have a signed
I guess you're just
jersey.
gonna do it on next
I
episode.
have a signed Jonathan
Moxon
Moxon jersey. Well, so I'm kind of mad that James Vanderbeek signed to James Vanderbeek. I really wanted to sign it Jonathan Moxon. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
that's the
awesome.
whole point. It's a Moxon
So,
jersey.
But I have it.
You know,
So
you
it's
have a bunch
awesome.
of almost. You know, you almost met Nickelback.
No,
too,
I
the
had
lead
lunch with
singer.
them.
Oh, really? Did you? Like
Yeah.
behind his back?
Yeah, we bumped backs. We bumped backs
Mm.
at Hattie B's in
I
Nashville.
will say,
That's good.
for all the hate they got, they did a really good live show.
Nickelback.
Yes.
Actually, I think aren't they going back on tour?
I have no idea.
They've been
I
on
think
tour
they
for a
do.
minute.
This was like 2002.
Okay, I wanted to go back to a Creed concert. I know they're on tour. All right, that's my biggest one right now. That's what I'm looking at.
Creed.
Creed.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
I had to go to a Creed
Hey,
Come
concert.
on.
I've got the. I would probably go.
Still
to a
got your
Creed
first
concert.
album?
You know what? I probably do.
You probably said,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's,
So is that-
A bunch
it's
of
certainly
dust
in
on
the
it?
Apple Music playlist.
Was that one of your
I'm
first
sure it's in
CDs?
there.
Was it Creed?
Oh gosh. You know, I think the first CD I bought that my parents didn't know about
Was Good Charlotte?
was it was
Oh, shit.
dude, it was Kid Rock.
Oh no!
It was
Bomb to the
Kid-
bomb.
it was
The
Kid
bang,
Rock.
ding, ding,
Dude,
ding.
and that CD was just a middle finger.
Yeah.
on the
Oh yes,
CD.
I remember the red.
Yes,
tint, right?
yes. So I had to take a Sharpie and like Sharpie out the
The finger.
the top of the finger.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
That
think
is good.
my first one, it was a Christmas gift. And this is the only one I can remember, but it was Matchbox 20.
20.
Oh, I had
and
that
so
one.
I didn't
Still have
I
theirs.
didn't like them at first. And it wasn't until years later that I really started listening to them. I was like, I don't like this. I don't
This
know
is
why I
good
didn't like
stuff.
it.
Oh,
I had the
great band.
Offspring.
Mhm.
I had
That
the
one.
Offspring.
Yeah.
I had Good Charlotte too.
Yeah.
And then I
Good
had all
Charlotte.
I had all
Good
the
Charlotte, man,
Creeds.
yeah.
and I would go get-
Creeds.
so Creed was acceptable
Mhm.
because it was like
So it was passable.
quasi Christian,
Okay.
even though it wasn't.
Right.
You could like play those couple of songs and be like, see,
It's Christian.
this is totally
Yeah.
cool, and
I
you
get
know,
that.
could kind of fly under the radar.
Mhm.
So in my early days when I was in a band,
Where's your album?
it's on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Some of the songs are on
I know,
YouTube.
I've seen it.
And I'll never tell you the name. But anyways, so where my guitarist was part of some church group and they needed a bassist. And they're like, hey, would you play? And I'm like, sure. That was like the weirdest experience I've ever had. It was so
Playing
weird.
in a church band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was
I
like,
believe it.
it was like the most simplest part. And it was like, everybody was just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And I'm like, what's going on?
Could you rip it out?
I mean, it was like 4 chords and you just
You know,
played them over.
if you really want to understand Christian music, you got to go watch South Park's Christian Rock Hard
Seen it.
episode.
Seen
that
it.
is that is
and
a documentary about the Christian music scene in the
So that was
late '90s, early 2000s.
factual all the way around.
100%.
Mm.
Barely satire. Yeah, barely satire.
Yeah. So,
I
okay.
feel that.
So you haven't watched Varsity Blues. So
No.
that's out the
He's
window.
still on it, guys. I can't help but bring it up.
I can see why you watched She's All That.
Yeah.
It's for the dance scene, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know the moves still?
Man, I just still remember the stairs scene. Yeah, that's it.
That's a great movie, though.
That
Sorry.
is great.
I'll watch it every now and then.
I
still
probably
remember-
haven't seen that movie
Okay,
since
okay,
junior high school.
If it helps, I still remember the parody where it mixes both of it, does it not?
Which parody?
With
Not another teen movie with Chris Evans?
yeah, Chris Evans. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where they
You
started
know,
making
I
fun
don't
of
know
She's
if
All
I
That?
ever saw those.
That's a terrible movie that you
It
should
is
never
terrible.
watch with your
It
kids.
Like,
is.
I
Okay.
saw-
Not with your
So they
kids.
did the ones that were parodies of the Scary Movie, right?
Oh,
Like
Scary
I saw
Movie.
the first
First
couple of
two.
those. The first 2 were okay.
Well, they're amazing because
And then-
it was directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
then,
they were
and
so
then they
good.
kind of went
Yeah, yeah.
sideways. But I
Well, it's
remember
because
seeing
they
those.
got rid of them.
Eventually, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they got rid of the Wayans brothers after
Yeah.
the second one. That's why they went.
Which was horrible. Horrible idea. Horrible idea.
Dang, we're
They're in. I can see
He
him
really
going up
likes
the.
his block.
I can see him going up the parking garage right now. So this
makes it more real.
is not going away.
Oh, man.
You know what we call that? We call that a self-correcting problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that
And
is
I'm-
true.
I'm not on call.
Aren't we about to get a bike?
What?
Yeah, remember last
No.
talk? Yeah, come on.
No.
You want the
You know
Triumph,
what?
So I have
right?
this thing where every time I work or every time I browse classifieds for motorcycles,
Mhm.
there ends up being a fatal motorcycle crash somewhere in Midland County.
Like in your feed or what?
Yeah, it's kind of like what is that in Hook where like if you don't believe in fairies,
Oh,
you know, like
right.
somewhere a fairy dies. Like every time I look at motorcycle classifieds, there's
That's a
a
good point.
motorcycle fatality. So
I
it's like
really.
I'm not allowed to anymore
Mhm.
because I made the mistake of mentioning that to my wife,
yeah,
and so
no,
now I
no,
can't.
that's
I can't even
horrible
look at
idea.
him anymore because somebody's gonna die.
That's amazing. You're so full of
So-
good ideas. And
Well, see, I want like I want a motorcycle, and
I would love one, just not
Yeah,
out here.
Well, I don't want to ride it here. I've told you my
miss having
plan.
one.
Like my plan is to do like a long trip, like a long
Ride like
trip.
the 101 on
Yeah.
the West Coast.
Head to California, ride up the 101 or Highway 1, whichever.
Yeah.
I think both hit the coast, kind
Yeah.
of. But
Yeah, you're right. I think it's Highway 1.
I want to go all the way up, hit Seattle, or come back down through Grand Tetons.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
No, that would be incredible.
I do miss riding.
I do.
I gave it up because I was riding in the Metroplex in college, and
Mm.
I was at a stoplight, and I went to throttle up when the light turned green, and nothing happened, and I thought my throttle cable had snapped. So I looked down. No, it's attached. And I kind of run it up, and I look, and I was like, no. So I twisted the throttle again, and it had gotten so hot that the rubber had melted on the handle. And so the rubber was just spinning, so I had to grip it tighter to get the
Oh.
throttle to.
You got to use
Oh,
a
I see
man.
what
You got to use a
mean.
man grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to actually, grip the thing. So in the span of like 2 days, I had that happen, and then I had a car like just decide to change lanes into me, and I had to like hit the car's window to like alert it without falling over, because we've seen those videos.
Mm-hmm.
And right after that,
You're like, no more.
I was like, no, I think I'm done, and I got rid of that one, and I drove an '88 F-150 single cab for like
There
the
you
next
go.
year in college.
You know,
Still
it's,
cool.
You know, it's really funny. Abigail wants me to get a motorcycle, and she'll be like, "Daddy, you gonna get a
Well, it's
motorcycle?"
because she's what, like
Five?
five?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so she
she's like-
doesn't understand.
She
that.
thinks it's the coolest
She
thing
thinks it's
ever.
the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And
And they
Steph-
are super cool until it's, hey, where's daddy?
Steph gets mad because
Mm.
we bought her scooters. I bought her skateboard. She hated that, like Steph did. Abigail loves it.
So she never played with it
Oh
again?
no, she does.
Okay.
She'll ride it. And same with the scooter.
Okay, good.
She'll get black eyes and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like,
I know I've seen it.
get it back up.
I thought it was you.
I always make her get it back up though, right? Like I'll comfort her, but I'm always like, nope, get back up, get on it, and then we'll do this.
That's good. Way it should be. No, Brooklyn.
Just like the 1-year-old, I'm like, no, you can cook your own food.
Yeah.
You know where the? No, I'm just kidding.
And maybe that's why. Abigail and Brooklyn hang out with so much. Brooklyn, 100% wants motorcycle.
Maybe
She go, man, no, she does.
It's probably because
she keeps expressing it.
Abigail's telling her. That's probably where she got it.
I don't know, man.
See,
Brooklyn was
Abby's
100%
gonna be-
fixated on.
She's going to be your
motorcycle.
wild child.
She is a wild child.
Yeah.
She's a freaking like
Is she you?
yes,
Okay.
and it's
That's what
really
I'm saying.
funny.
It's like
it's hilarious.
You look at your kid, and it's
Yeah.
like looking into an obnoxious little mirror, and you're like,
Oh yeah, you're gonna relive that.
I know how good or bad this can go.
So at least okay. So she'll butt heads with Steph all the time, and I'll because I'm not gonna ruin that dynamic. But it's so funny. I will literally walk out of that room and go laugh in the private corner because it's funny. But I can't let her see that.
No,
Like I can't let Abigail
You
see
got to
that.
back up mama.
So
You
I'll-
can't-
but
you
I
can
will.
never
Mhm.
not back up mama.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's hilarious.
you
I'm
send
telling
that
Steph.
message,
Yeah, it's hilarious.
dude. I do it all the time. Whenever they say something funny or just silly or whatever. Especially if it's something that's upsetting Abby a little bit. And God, I love that woman to death, man.
Different
But
Abbies, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, different
Different
Abby. My bad. Abigail. No, I don't know. But yeah, my wife. Sorry, but my wife. So, but just something. Whether if they do or just have something to say, maybe it was like little just making jokes or whatever. Because sometimes Abby will go ahead and understand it, but sometimes not, and then. It's just hilarious. I can't help. I'm like looking away, like looking up in the ceiling, like just with a big
Like,
old smirk on my face.
I can't
Exactly.
crack, I
Don't
can't
do
crack.
it. Don't do it.
Don't break.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
Man, he really loves that park garage.
it's man.
Everybody, you heard your kids cuss yet?
Yes.
My 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your 5-year-old?
Oh
Get-
god.
man,
Yeah.
You
started
gotta
early.
wait till they drop like the. Wait till they drop a good F-bomb.
But
She hasn't done that yet, but she'll be like,
Well,
oh,
yeah,
shit.
but she's 5.
Yeah,
you
I
have
know.
time.
Get
Like,
it together.
Mine are teenagers, right? They know the words, and we'll say that every now and then. I'll be like, "Hey, I know you know those words," and like, "No."
So it's really interesting. And again, this really goes to show, and I'm not trying to be biased. It's just this is factual. Like and this is what I'm impressed by, and maybe I need to express it to them a little bit more of how proud I am on that, because I know sometimes I don't. But man, like when I really think about it, my kids don't. Like they don't go around cursing, and I know that even like.
They're not trashy in the way that they speak.
Yes, like even in front of me, like even when they're not in front of me, like when they're around their friends and stuff like that, I'll just overhear. Like sometimes I will even go into their school, whether if I'm dropping things off, and sometimes I'll just see them, like whether it's down the hall or whatever, just see how they're interacting. But I mean, I notice that they don't do any like harm. Like they don't they sit there and act a way that I wouldn't expect them to act. And man, it's just like. I don't know. Like I still
think
treat
some of that is a reflective of whatever expectations you set in the house, right? But
yeah.
they
it's-
know the words, and I say that because I think my daughter.
Like it's small moments like that
Yeah.
you really take in and you're super proud of them.
Mhm.
And even though, like again, I maybe not express it so much, and maybe I should, because I know I should. Like I know that
You should
I should
always
do-
take every opportunity to tell your children you're proud.
Yeah,
of them.
yeah, exactly. But I guess maybe just a dad, I'm just beating myself a little bit because I should. I like
But you
want
got to
that.
think of who in your life when you were a young kid told you that you even met expectations, right? Or gave you any kind of praise or emotionally invested into you when you were a kid. And if you had a parent that didn't, and then somebody did, like you got to think back to how much did that mean for me when somebody like saw that I existed, and saw that I was trying to do good.
This may be just to be expected, or maybe just defaulted, but maybe it was my mom. Like, I mean, I was a mama's boy, so anything and everything I did, I never wanted to like disrespect her or upset her. And of course, as I got older, I started getting a little bit more free with my actions and a little bit more risky and
Risque.
risque, and just as any kid would do, just start doing stupid things, right? But it was the moment that, like, if I ever got caught, oh my gosh, you talk about the hugest guilt trip ever. But it worked because in a way, like if I did get caught, or if I did get caught with my actions, my mom didn't really have to say much. She just knew the disappointment. So that alone was just enough to make me realize, especially as I got older, starting to get a little bit more mature, like, okay, maybe I need to quit doing this stupid crap. So, but there wasn't really, just to answer your question, there really wasn't much of anyone else. I didn't really go through hardship until maybe I got in Pee Wee football.
So now you got to
honestly.
remember how much that would have meant to you, and invest that into your kids now on the front end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you have a kid that doesn't carry those same
Yeah. My
needs and
kids
scars and risks. Because what you don't want to have happen is a kid be underinvested in, and then the first person that shows them any kind of attention, that they end up, they could end
That's a
up
great
being
point.
a targeted victim of someone who recognizes them as someone to be taken advantage
Yes.
of, and you
Yeah.
want them to be secure enough that
I
that
think you
doesn't
just hit it.
happen.
You hit it. Like that's mainly what catches kids' attention more than anything, especially if they lack the attention from what they're getting at home. So 100%, I agree with
Like
it.
lack of attention over here.
Yeah,
So they just
I know.
didn't get it.
I know. He loves that.
You know what?
motor, man.
That sounds like a 27% interest.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's true.
On the parents.
Yeah.
On the parents.
Yeah.
Cosign?
Yeah.
Is
That's a
that
good point.
co-sign that?
That's a good point. But yeah, man, I think you hit it where it was supposed to. That was.
I'm sorry. Why would you buy your kid that? Why? Like, why would you buy your kid a car like that?
Hey, he's trying.
I don't know why anyone would buy a kid a motorcycle either, but
No.
That's
I
dumb
wouldn't.
too.
No, that's pretty dumb.
I mean, because like,
Might as well just.
what was your first
might as well
car?
just kill your own kid with your bare hands.
my first car was a 1982 Ford F100.
What was your first car, Alex?
It was I want to say it was a '99 Ford Ranger. Black.
That's a good
Mine was
first car.
98 Chevy Cavalier, 2 doors.
That's a terrible car.
It was 2 doors, and it was the coolest thing ever. It was freedom.
It was freedom.
It-
Yeah.
But see, so I'm from that smaller town where you didn't mess up because everybody knew it, and you didn't act out because everybody knew it.
And everybody knew whose car that was.
And
And
everybody
knew
knew,
who your
yes.
mama was.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And so that kind of kept a lot of stuff at bay, where a lot of people either found, if you go out of town, you go to these certain circles, they won't get out.
Yeah.
But for the general, day to day, you just didn't get out of line because it would get back. But it was freedom. It was a small little town. It was able to take the back roads.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
why
I
would you-
remember, I can't fathom that. And of course, my kids are old enough now, they're starting to look at cars and they have no idea
that you're going to
how-
buy them a junk car.
Well, they have no
Yeah.
idea how expensive things are. Well, man, and I struggle with that because, like, that car that I was in was a death trap. Like, it's a miracle I survived the first crash.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to crash. So there's that balance between, like, junker, because the stuff that we see, like, exactly what would have happened if you got in a major crash in that,
well,
in that Cavalier.
I had a
you would've
deer
been-
with it.
Yeah.
Like Christmas
So-
morning, I hit a deer with it.
But
Christmas
imagine
Christmas
imagine
morning,
if you hit an
man.
Yeah, Merry
F-250,
Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So trying to figure out, like, all right, what's the balance between safe affordability and something that'll make them last.
Well, it's like
something that'll
the goal
last
is
and-
the goal is to keep the truck and hand them the truck whenever
That'd be
they
good.
get there. And it'd be like, here's a truck with 150, 160,000 miles.
Hey, great.
What would be a recommended car if you were getting
A Jeep,
get one for your kid?
The biggest, heaviest thing you can afford.
Like
an
that?
F-350 dually.
Like,
Dual
and
six.
in all
Yeah.
seriousness, because it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
just about it's all about
Well,
kine-
at
it's all
least-
about kinetic energy.
at least
and especially
here.
out here, like the most
Out here,
common
yeah.
vehicle is going to be an F-150, F-250. So I wouldn't do anything that's smaller than a like mid-size SUV. So like Mazda CX-5, Ford Escape, RAV4. Like that's probably the smallest that I would
Just,
be willing to go.
Just have them get their CDL and just get them an 18-wheeler, man. Just
Yeah.
jump all the way to the
Straight
top.
up. First car ever.
Yeah.
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 You don't have an HOA,
And
right?
I
you
say
park
that-
out
You can
front.
shift all 18, right?
I say that as a guy who like I just traded in my car because I drove sedans and cars forever. I love them. I like sports cars.
Well, see,
But you just-
that's kind of what
I
sucks
can't-
out here, though.
It sucks to look outside your driver's window and be looking at the hubcap of the car next to you.
That's
know.
so that wasn't a problem back in Uvalde,
Yeah.
right? Like I got away with that Chevy Cavalier because there's trucks, but deer were the biggest
it's not
problem.
like out here.
Yeah, that's what sucks out here. But you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would never buy my kids that. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna buy them a new car. You're not getting a new car.
No,
No, it
absolutely
shouldn't
not.
be. No, it shouldn't
Gonna
be
hand me
a
down.
car.
See, he'll drive it till he's 18, and then be like, "Hey, I need that back. I got to give it to Abigail when she gets okay."
So we've toyed with that. Like, do you get a car at 16 or do you like? I struggle with. Do I make them get a job
Yes.
in the summer? Do I? Well,
Why'd they need a car?
here's the other thing.
Mm.
Well, the goal is for them to get a car to launch once they get out of high school, right? And so they can drive their siblings around, and I don't have to do it anymore.
That's true.
Like that's
See, that's
but
strategy.
it's
right there.
it's advantage to the family. But
Yeah.
Like, I had to work. We were talking about this just today, my wife and I were, because my daughter's old enough to start, like, looking at different types of jobs she could do. We had to work. Like, I worked 3 jobs to get through college.
Mm-hmm.
And, at one point I was in school full time and working 3 jobs. My wife was working 2 jobs. And we were talking about, well, should she have to? Because the goal is their job is school, right? Their job is for them to excel where they're at and what their assigned task is. And I would like for them to be able to do things like camps in the summer and stuff like that. And when they get into college, hopefully they're college, trade school, whatever. Like, I want them to be able to invest in and focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is for them to not have to repeat the same struggles that we have, but still teach them how to be a responsible, competent adult. So if they're working, it should be working for a goal that they want to set.
I was gonna say,
Like saving money to match for a car.
I was gonna say you should still
know.
get them a job, right? Because
Because absolutely.
you don't want them to go through and just be that person where they went through high school, then they went through
No,
college.
I don't want them to
and
be
then
the
they
one
got their first job.
that we're dealing with
Yes,
right
that we
now.
hate.
Which,
It's like,
which
this
is
is you're
these
25
young
and
20 somethings with no life experience.
Yes.
Like, no, that's not the goal.
So I had that Chevy Cavalier,
awful.
and then after that, so I hit a deer. So this was like my 3rd or 4th year in
Were you aiming
college.
for it? You made it sound like that.
Yeah, I was like, want a new car.
Yeah.
No, so I was working at Walmart in Bryan, Texas, and I worked Christmas Eve. Got off really late, and I drove me and a buddy. I dropped him off in San Antonio, and then I'm like coming home, and I'm like 40 minutes from the house, and I hit a deer. And so I called my mom, and they had to come get me, and it's like the worst Christmas ever.
How bad was the car? Was it done?
So this was crazy. It was an old car, and so it hit it on the side, and it just cracked everything. And so it's like, well, and so we pushed it off into a parking lot, and just my mom knew somebody was like, hey, if you can take the parts, it's there, keys in the gas tank, you can have it. Because I mean, we bought it for
Just
like,
take the car.
it was like we bought it for like $2,000 back when my brother was still in high school.
Yeah,
and that
dude,
was,
that's like it's a rite of passage, right? To buy the junker cars where you're like, it's you and then the junkyard. Like that is its next stop. Like,
but man, that car was so fun. Like it was freedom. It was driving fast, pulling handbrakes.
did it have air conditioning?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, see, that's
So it didn't have AC. It had manual windows. And so when I was in Bryan College Station and I was working at Walmart, and I was working in the summers, hot as shit, and I actually had to take another shirt because the 15-minute drive there,
you'd
I'd be
sweat through the
soaked.
shirt. Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
So when
Dude, I didn't have AC in a car. Like, my first car didn't have it. My second car didn't have it.
when I'd go home from A&M for the summers, whatever, I would leave in the middle of the night. Or if I would find an 18-wheeler and I would just literally drive next to him so I could be in the shade. It was, dude. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
good.
Dude, I think the first car with AC that I had in college was when I traded that motorcycle for that 88 F-150. And it had AC, kind of. Like, it sounded like it was going to explode
like
every
give
time you
out?
turn it on, but it would cool down. And then I literally traded that car, an even trade, for a 92 Camry that had 315,000 miles on it. And I drove that for the rest of college. I put like 80,000 miles on that car. And it
Good
was
man.
still, so the value was like $1,000. I put $1,000 in it to fix like the most pressing problems. Because I literally took it to a mechanic and said, I have $1,000. Fix what you can for $1,000. And so he gave me a list of stuff that he fixed, and one of them was not the oil leak. And so I said, well, what about the oil leak? And he said, just put more in than leaks out. I was like, oh, okay.
Thanks, guy.
So yeah, I drove that until I graduated. We had our first apartment in Houston, and I ended up selling that car for $1,000 like 4 years later.
And you were like, your
Hey,
problem now.
here's your
some
money
oil.
back.
Dude, I actually
Congrats.
regret selling that car because it still ran. Like, literally, after that $1,000, the only thing I did was like plug wires one time.
You were like,
And
$1,000 and a quart of oil for
Right.
free.
so I bought a 95 Lincoln Mark 8, little 2-door Lincoln. That was the most comfortable car I've ever driven. That was a stupid decision. I never should have bought that car.
You know, I had
Yeah.
before my truck, the Tundra, I had a Corolla, and I love that thing.
It was a great car.
We took that to Colorado, remember?
All right. Maybe you have
Because
one of you guys beat.
Because
So,
your vehicle had a flat tire all of a sudden the day we were supposed to leave.
in high school, for all of my high school years. All right, I had a '86 Chevy, right, pickup, single cab. I had a
And you got rid of it. You know those things are worth.
I know, like
40 grand now.
with a 450, I believe, big block engine.
454.
454. Thank you. All right, make sure we got the terms right. It's been so long, and then
Hopefully people are going to watch this. You know,
yes, I know. I don't even know the car, but this
I
how
think
crazy it was.
I think they'll leave after Varsity Blues.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, whatever.
That's
So
going to be it.
no. But seriously though, like I didn't know anything about cars. I'm not a car guy, but my uncle, may he rest in peace, because love that man. But he gifted me with this truck, right? All right, yeah. You're talking about stupid decisions, right?
Oh, no.
Now, granted, I never crashed it. Never crashed.
No, but I want to know what you traded it for.
Ford Mustang.
Oh, it's going to be worse than that. I can see it on his face.
Yeah, no. Sold it so I can go overseas. That's where I went to after I graduated. I went to trip over to China.
You know what? That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least
It's all
you
right.
did something.
At least you
Yeah,
did
I
something.
did something
right?
with it.
It's-
Yeah.
You didn't trade it in for like a Mustang.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
or,
because
you know.
I was growing up, like especially the high school years. It was in a
I'm not
small
gonna give you-
town.
I'm
Everything
not
else.
going to give you hate for that
No,
one.
it's all good. But no, it was just like I wanted out. So that was my way. That was my key.
Hey,
way
that's
out.
not
Dude,
a bad
that's
thing. That's not a
it
bad
was
thing.
it was college or the army for me. There was no way I was
Oh,
going to stay
man.
here after I graduated, and I ended up
And then you
looking
came
out
back.
and getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about this place.
Oh, it's-
It sucks you back in.
Yeah,
No.
no, we're out.
So
We'll leave here soon as soon as we get some things in order.
yeah, sure. Famous last words.
mm.
Man,
We'll
I left Uvalde. That was a black hole for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it was small towns, man. They usually are, but I mean, granted, as you get older, you just find your way back.
You know,
a
it's
lot of
funny though,
times.
is I was telling staff, I was like, I'd be okay moving back there, but the school districts are terrible. I mean, obviously, aside from
But there's
the
something
glaring
about that,
issue.
right?
No.
Like you'd be okay moving back there.
Yeah,
How does she feel about moving back there?
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yes, it does. See, he says that.
Good luck with that.
That one I do say,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, good luck with that.
I don't think we would have ended up back here if that shale boom hadn't gone crazy, because it was a career change, and we didn't want to switch careers in the Houston area. We didn't have any family or anything like that down there, and so it was either the Metroplex or out here, and they were hiring like crazy out here.
still are.
My brother-in-law and had just moved out here, and so it's kind of like everyone was coming home.
Yeah, we still plan on leaving.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to stay here forever. It's the
Well, now we're in
nature of
this. Now we're
place.
in this weird spot where it's like, she can retire. Or I'm actually when I can retire.
It's because the possibilities.
Not that necessarily that, but when I can retire.
Well, I mean, it's now
when
here,
when
though,
I'm
right?
eligible to retire, Abigail will be 12,
Mm.
and so Eleanor will be 8, and so it's like it's one of those. It's like, well, do you want to uproot them? And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's a decent time to do it. That's probably better.
Yeah, I
than doing
think
it in
Better
high
to
school.
do it young.
I think at that point you're looking at you're either staying till you're done, or you're moving then. Because then you're going to get into like high school age. Oh, I don't want to leave all my friends,
Yeah.
and so then you're either going to be here until for another 10 years, or it's time to go.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like I experienced that. So, so sharing here. Sorry, trying to collect my thoughts.
Sharon's
So
caring.
it is. We're talking about passion and stuff like that. I'll be the passionate one here. So, I took on. I was already doing my job in my career at my last place, and then took on a role over here, and in order to do that, I had to get transferred. Well, all the kids and stuff like that, my family were already settled. They were placed in school
Yeah.
district and everything else over in Brownfield. So
How old was your oldest at that point?
she was hitting 6th grade, so
About 12.
12, yeah. And I was the oldest, and he kind of followed suit with the other kids' age there. But I had to make a sacrifice in order to seek a better opportunity, get higher paying job, and obviously better health benefits and whatnot. So in order to do that, I had to make a decision. Do I uproot everyone, move them over here, or do I just single-handedly go and take this risk of missing all this time with my children? And man, as hard as it was, I went ahead and took the second option. So the kids, for 2 years, the children remained over at my mother's house.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, and I just had to just drive back and forth like every
So you're
single
like going
day
home
off.
on days off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just had to drive back, and not that it was super complicated because this is about like maybe roughly an hour and a half, away, but it was just the constant driving, and of course I wasn't making as much
that's
money.
Still 4
and
days
stuff.
a week. Where
Yeah,
you're,
but I was making it happen.
Yeah.
So regardless, but it was just still 2 years. Like you talk about week by week by week. You're just kind of missing all the stuff that they had involved over in school, whatever sports, maybe it was the activities they wanted to do. It was just all that missing out.
Yeah.
And but just to the point of the topic was just trying to see like, hey, I knew that them being at a younger age, it was best to take this open shot now than it was having to do it as they got older. Because as they got older, as Brian was saying,
man, that's so
just,
tough.
yeah,
Because and then I feel like the worst is when something began and ended with your kids and you never even knew it happened until after the fact.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because you weren't there. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
Nope.
Oh, that still eats, man.
yeah, I'm not
Well,
going to do that.
and that's the thing though is we would absolutely figure what do we want to do and what do we want to put the kids through, because I think that's a big, obviously that should be, and
Well,
it
the
is.
goal
It's like
would be to go somewhere better,
Yes.
Well, yes.
right? Like,
yeah.
and that's hard now, man. Stuff's gotten so expensive, and
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
but but
it's
it just depends on what it is, like mainly for you and your family, or what it is that you're looking for, and environmental wise,
some water.
Environmental wise, it's not
Some
a
trees.
tough option. It's not a tough option to
like to be able
seek.
to smile and show your teeth and not have to brush them afterwards because they're covered in dust.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
I guess
Good point.
the thing though that keeps us here, and I'm sure that's for everybody, is like there's so much opportunity, but it sucks you in. It's like that. It's like a trap, because it's like, oh, there's so much opportunity, but then you get stuck.
There's days I feel like that.
Because
I'm sure we all do.
Any of us can get up and leave now. We're not going to find the same amount of pay or the same opportunities, and it's going to be that much harder. And so it's like there's just this is.
Well, a lot of if you control for the fact that there's just nothing to look at around here,
Yeah,
like a lot of the struggles are going to be the same everywhere else.
they are.
And we've I feel like we're in a good spot to get the kids launched, and like you said, enjoy the opportunities we have. Like be in a
Yeah,
100%
be in a
agree.
position of influence and develop good relationships, and then the whole region out here is just, it's a seasonal place. People are here for a season. There's very few people that are here for their entire lives.
we're just here for
They come in,
18
they float out.
seasons.
They come in, and they float out. And well, yeah, those seasons can be, a couple of weeks, it could be a couple of years, it could be 5 years, or there could be the
Couple
20,
children.
25, 30 years, couple
Couple
children, and then bounce. And I think for me the goal is to not be the guy who gets the kids launched and has all the time, retires, and stays.
Yeah.
And I told Aurora, the worst case scenario is both kids launch, they go to school, they get great careers, and where do they end up?
Back here.
Right back here. I was like, that is the worst case scenario, because the whole goal is to not be here in the
See, I wonder how much that
50s,
would.
60s, and beyond.
I wonder how much that would affect if you were still here, right? Like, let's say you launched them, and then you and your wife were like, "Hey, we're going to San Antonio," because I've always wanted to go to San Antonio. And then your kids get these jobs. Well, do they want to go back to Midland, or do they want to go back where mom and dad are?
Yeah.
That can help out.
I
with
hope that
the likelihood.
I
is
hope that
probably
we've
mom and dad.
broadened their horizons enough that they feel comfortable going anywhere. Like my youngest, he would love to live in Europe somewhere. He really wants to live in England. Like we got family over there. He wants to be there.
That's a realistic
Like
goal.
but like we've got cousins that live all over the place. I've got cousins in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Florida, like California. Everybody is kind of everywhere. So hopefully we've broadened them enough that they end up, being willing to go somewhere. I just, how things tend to happen.
They do.
I just worry that
Well, and then it's-
we'll get them launched, and then it's like, hey, I got this great job for
Oh yeah.
Midland, Odessa.
yeah,
Midland.
But again,
you're based in Midland.
I wonder how much of that is because you're back here and it's easier.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing, that was when I hit 18. I was like, I'm leaving. I don't want to be here.
gone.
And you know, I had an opportunity. I should have picked a different opportunity because there was better benefits and scholarships, but I took this one because for whatever reason I did, and it was great. And but then it was, you know, I get here and I've been by myself. You know, my brother moved here, then my dad moved here, but it was like, I see now the value of having my parents here.
Having that clan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
There's something to be said for that.
it's helped so much.
I think that's what costs us in some of our retention too, is you have people that are here alone.
Mm-hmm.
And
But we're family, bro.
they're only but their only family is the people that they're working with.
Calm
You know,
down.
No, but you're right. Though.
and who do you really call if?
Your kid's sick or you
Yeah,
need
like
something.
you haven't slept in 2 days and the kid has a doctor's appointment at 9 a.m. Like there's no,
how it
where's
is.
grandma or
Yes.
where's the uncle or aunt that can
Well, it's
take
always
them?
good to have the family around
And-
to help out, especially if you're very family oriented. It's
Yes.
good that I think, just speaking, like a lot of your children, in the best case, they're going to pick wherever grandparents are at. So, like you were talking about earlier, if they uproot and they go to like San Antonio or they go to the greener area over in East Texas, they're going to go wherever the parents go because eventually they're going to
See,
find
I
it
hope that they don't. I hope that they're confident enough
to be sustained
to
on
be
their own.
like,
But I think
hey,
it happens
I
when
got
they get
this
older.
great job over here,
Yeah.
you know, and to
Would you move?
You know, we've discussed that. I think where we landed was it depends on where both kids are.
Kind of hit a middle ground.
If they end up both on the East Coast, I think we'll end up somewhere over there. If they end up, but I think what could end up happening is, you know, what happened to my wife, where she had aunts in Alaska, Chicago, and London. It's like,
Oh man.
Sounds like
Gotta-
we're living in Alaska.
I
was
guess
gonna
we're
say.
gonna go to DFW where there's a major metro airport, and we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
rack up those sky miles.
Yeah.
But I'm the opposite. Like I would want, I guess if it long term, I wouldn't mind having some land and then just. I've even thought about making like a family compound.
I would love to be close to them, but I want
Yeah.
them to be where they can build something.
I mean, I
And
get it,
if
but
I have the
that's-
means to be close by, then I should be the one to be close by them.
Yes, I mean
I
we
don't want
always
them to
want to
feel
raise
like-
them to be fly on their own and
Yeah.
be
I
self-sustained.
don't want them to feel like they have to be in West Texas because that's where mom and dad are. You know,
So don't be in West Texas, basically.
Well, that's the point. Like I want them to be
No,
where
yeah.
they can actualize and not
Well,
be
moving
somewhere
is
where-
part of the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, if I retire, if we get that far, I'm moving right after.
What do you got? Like 8 years?
Yes,
It's only 8.
8 more years. 7. Well,
No, because I have 7.
yeah, it's 8 more.
You have what, 7 now?
Is it really only 7 years?
Well, I think you hit December. Is it December or January for you?
January 4th.
So you are about to hit 7.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a raise though.
I maxed out, so I don't get anything.
Can't believe it's only 7 years.
Only 7.
Yeah,
more
but I got
years.
more than that to get my youngest out of high school. So
I'm still growing, guys.
I think I got to get to like 23, which at that point, see, that's the worry, is like you'll be that guy that's like,
Oh, I gotta be 10
oh,
more
well,
years.
if I do like 23, if I do 25, it's you know,
Oh yeah, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm worried about
Yeah.
the part where it gets stale and then I'm just
that
coasting.
guy out there shaking on the line, like, you know.
But you know what? I mean, I say that, but at the same time, it also gives me a lot more energy and a lot more focus that I can put into the home as well. I'm not trying to. That's not what I want to, because I'm still an ambitious person. I still want to rather grow, promote. I still got things I want to do, but at the same time, I'm getting to the point where I'm almost 40, I got 12 years in, and it's just I'm kind of like both and both, where I'm still ambitious, but I'm coasting a little bit. I'm not as like
Well,
intrigued to
your
get
ambitions
into
are
something.
changing. Like
Yeah.
they're shifting from career ambitions to end of career and family ambitions, and that's. I feel like, depending on who you grew up around and where you grew up, that was not really something that was ever considered acceptable. Like the man's job is career ambitions. How dare you have?
Well,
family
You know, and that's
ambitions?
even in
And-
this
growing up
career
with
though.
mom,
That's looked down upon to not
yeah.
have career ambitions.
Yeah, I think that's more the, that's just more of how like society is. We have that expectation.
Well, and there's this tension now, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got multiple generations with competing ideas of what it means to be successful in the workplace. And I tell my team, and I try to say it a lot, we're either pro-family or we're not. And if we're going to say we're pro-family, then we need to be pro-family. And that looks like,
Don't change it up.
well, it looks like, hey, take your PTO.
Yeah.
hey,
Actually
Encourage
enjoy
it.
your family.
Hey, hey, you have X number of weeks of FMLA that you can take. You have this much it's sitting down with them and saying you have this much vacation or PTO banked up. You could take this much time. You could take this much and have this much in reserve. It's like literally, like we talk on our team about like how much we have to parent these young employees because
We have to.
they've never
No, you
had
do.
it.
You have to hold their
And
hand
so
a
it's-
little bit,
you
which
gotta-
is not necessarily bad.
You got to meet them where they are, right? Like this is our employee, and better to have a whole actualized healthy employee who has a healthy home life.
Well, it's not because they have a
then-
strategy for it either. I mean, that's as you said, you have to parent them through. It's not like they have like a course or an introduction to it whatsoever.
No.
Well, anyways, it's getting a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's end it with this.
I'm about to go ride with that guy.
Hell yeah. Let's end it with this. We'll give our best piece of dad advice. We'll start with you, Brian.
You might have to come back with me.
No, you can't do that.
I put them on
Let
the
me
spot.
think. Let me
No,
think.
no.
It doesn't have to be long. Doesn't have to be anything.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Do one of your
what's-
special quotes again.
What, just don't quote Jonathan Moxon. He'll
Well, I only came here with 2, and I already gave them to you. So
So what's your best piece of dad advice?
When we hear Brian's advice.
I'll tell you the one that hit me when my wife was pregnant with our first was you will see everything in your children that you like and dislike about yourself. And you have to be willing to confront that in yourself so that you don't destroy your kid. Right? You have to be willing to handle it here so that you can let that kid develop into who they're supposed to be, not who you impress into them.
It's nice.
I like that.
What's yours, Alex?
I don't know. I don't have one.
Yeah, you do. Give me some.
Hey, y'all made me go first. You better come up with something.
Give me some dad advice, Alex.
It's always very important to be who you are because that's what you project. That includes involving your partner, how you treat other people, how you treat someone that you love, and the love that I have for my wife. Doesn't matter where you are, public or behind closed doors, be consistent. Make sure that you are being who you are, that you want your children to reflect in.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I got one more. All right. Tell your kids you love them. Tell them you're proud of them. Don't just assume they know. Tell them.
Yeah, it's good.
Love that.
It's very nice.
So don't be absent. Tell your kids that.
You don't want to be that guy. Who's that stranger hugging mommy?
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
That's good. That's good.
All right, I'll give one.
Mm.
Just because my kid does this.
Yeah. Lay some wisdom.
I don't see how I'm going to say this. Don't extinguish the spirit, the fire that your kid has, right? So my daughter loves to sing, and sometimes it's the most obnoxious thing I've ever heard. But don't kill that. Let them sing. Let them sing. Right? Let them be that spirit. Don't extinguish that. You want that. So let them sing. Sing with them. Yeah.
I like that. That's good.
I like the background for it too.
It was like Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's
Yeah.
about like what the singing sounds like
It's all
sometimes.
about family.
Yeah. I got family. So,
All right, fellas.
anyways, thanks,
Good
guys.
night.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Good night.